Hello, fellow subscribers. Today I have planned a short video to try and shed some light on these two verses in Daniel chapter 7. Of course, we will be talking about the beast system, that kingdom which Daniel saw way back in the Old Testament. Verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Let's stop there. It was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, because this kingdom is about artificial intelligence and how it controls the population, the global population. And of course, Prophet Daniel had never seen such a thing. And it was terrible, it was dreadful and strong exceedingly. This artificial intelligence had a lot going for it. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns, plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes, like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. And of course, we know that this little horn refers to the Antichrist, who's speaking great blasphemies against the Most High. And those 10 horns are the 10 regional groupings, which the UN divides the whole entire world. Agenda 21, and we will soon be hearing more about Agenda 2030. This global contract binds governments around the world to the UN plan for changing the ways we eat, the way we live, the way we learn. For instance, they introduced learning at a distance. They introduced this virus, and it is filling in it's checking all their points very beautifully. And also the way how we communicate, all under the noble banner of saving the earth. That is always their mantra, Mother Earth, Gaia, which is a pagan goddess. Its regulations would severely limit water, and this will be a really, really big issue. There will be we will have no resort to open water. We will have to buy our water. It will be a precious commodity. Indeed, there is a legislation. I was seeing in one of the wheels of the global governance that says that it would be unlawful for a human to be within at least 30 kilometers or miles. I'm not sure. Let's assume it's kilometers. To be within 30-kilometer radius of an open water body. I already made a video about them trying to shut down the coastal regions. They're finding excuses. Severely limit water, electricity, and transportation, even deny human access to our most treasured wilderness areas, with the excuse that if we walk in the wilderness, if we walk through forests and other environments, they will tell us that those are protected areas, that they are endangered areas. Therefore, we cannot go there, and the restrictions are going to increase mercilessly. If implemented, it would manage and monitor all lands and people. No one would be free from the watchful eye of the new global tracking and information system, as we very well know now that we are on the verge of the mark of the beast. Sustainable development, that is their favorite buzzword, sustainability. But what does sustainability means? Here it is. The concept of sustainable development basically says that there are too many people on the planet and that the population of the world must be reduced in order to have enough resources for future generations. And that will include water, the air, you will have carbon tax, and you will have loads of taxes. Drainage tax, it already exists, I believe, somewhere in the United Kingdom, London, and all sorts of taxes that you can imagine to further burden human beings. Under the New World Order plan, the United Nations should be the global custodian of the earth and all of its resources. This means that we will be measured by how much we reproduce, how much we produce and how much we consume. There you are, carbon tax. As found in the family dependency ratio, each person will be valued according to their usefulness. So if you are elderly or disabled, they will consider you unuseful. In addition, the UN will control the Earth's resources very tightly, I must say. Energy, water, food, and so on. Agricultural land will be taken away. And it will be controlled by them, and even water bodies controlled by them. And so many other things which we take for granted. The concept of sustainable development can be found in the Communist Manifesto and the 1977 USSR Constitution. Another favorite buzzword of these people is equity. Equity means communism. Developed countries must give to undeveloped third world countries. Everyone must be equal. That is communism. If you own two houses, you don't need two houses. They will take away one of them and they will give it to the poor. And it will keep on going on and on and on. The Great Reset, which is the beast system, is coming. It's here. And they will erase all debts, but in raising all debts, they are going to erase assets as well. Your assets. Everyone will have the same income, one basic global income. Be it if you're a teacher or you're a doctor or some other professional, or if you are an environmental cleaner, or if you're providing entertainment, all will have one global income. It doesn't matter how much you've studied and how much you labored, you will still end up with one same income. That is communism. And here we have the regional groupings. And if you count, they are color coded here. And if you count them, there are 10 regional groupings. And those are indeed the 10 horns of the beast system, which Daniel 7 has prophesied. Now, this system is highly malevolent, you must know, despite its sweetly benign words, as I said, sustainability, equity. equal opportunity. There have a lot of words with all hidden meanings. So, herding Americans and indeed all global citizens into urban human settlements. The second action plan of sustainable development is called Smart Growth. Smart growth will increasingly herd Americans and global citizens into regimented and dense urban communities. Smart growth is sustainable development's ultimate solution, as it will create dense human settlements subject to increasing controls on how residents live and increased restriction on mobility. In the words of one smart growth activist, it will be the humans in cages with the animals looking in. Indeed, during the lockdown, when people were locked inside, the wild animals start walking in the streets. Deer, antelope, coyotes, foxes, they came out. So he wasn't joking here. Bicycles instead of cars? Yes, because we must sacrifice ourselves for the earth. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a person who exercises every day, and I've been exercising for over 20 years. And when I say exercise, I don't mean just a 30-minute walk. I am a hardened, conditioned runner, and I run in excess of an hour a day. So for me, cycling to work wouldn't be a problem. But if you live in the United States and there are hundreds of kilometers, you need to traverse so many kilometers a day with a bicycle, or say during a very cruel winter when you have sub-zero temperatures, what are they trying to tell us here? Dense apartment clusters instead of single homes, community rituals instead of churches, human rights instead of religious freedom. The United Nations Conference on Human Settlements, which met June 3rd to 14 in Istanbul, painted an alarming picture of the 21st century community, which we are already in. The American and indeed global ways, free speech, individualism, travel, and Christianity are out, and that's official. They're out. Communism is in now. A new set of economic, environmental, and social guidelines are in from the beast system. Citizenship, democracy, and education have been redefined, and you know that. Handpick civil leaders, which means we had no say in that. We did not vote for these civil leaders. Will implement UN laws by passing state and national representatives to work directly with the UN. Your regional government is only taking orders from them. Your regional government is just a figurehead, just to give you the illusion that you are voting, that you have a choice in who is being elected, but you have no choice. And politically correct tolerance, meaning the rejection of dogmatism and absolutism, as well as appreciation for the words religions and lifestyles, is not only a moral duty, it's also a political and legal requirement. And we are being increasingly herded into these dense urban human settlements for only one reason, for surveillance, where it will be densely supplied with 5G. We will be surveilled. They will know what we're doing, where we're going, down to every detail of our lives. Scary. we When Jesus said that the great tribulation was the worst period ever in human history, he wasn't joking. The Habitat Agenda, Goals and Principles. We recognize the imperative need to improve the quality of human settlements, which profoundly affects the daily lives and well-being of our peoples. There is a sense of great opportunity and hope that a new world can be built. Yes, a new world order, in which economic development, social development, or may I say social engineering, and environmental protection, which is high on their priority list. Indeed, humans would be expected to sacrifice themselves for Mother Earth. Did you know that the hydrogel, which will be the matrix for the mark of the beast for the vaccine, which they will be implementing and mandating at some point, that hydrogel contains graphene. The graphene hydrogel is an excellent biosensor, and that biosensor, which it picks up your data to be relayed to blockchain via the cloud. But also that graphene hydrogel is an excellent pollutant absorbent. So humans, these modified humans with the graphene hydrogel would be absorbing the pollution from Mother Earth, thus sacrificing themselves for the environment. Sounds horrible, but Jesus told us, he warned us. The Great Tribulation, it is what it is. As interdependent and mutually reinforcing components of sustainable development can be realized through solidarity and cooperation. And if you don't cooperate, they will strike you off within and between countries and through effective partnerships at all levels. International cooperation and universal solidarity guided by the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations and in a spirit of partnership. Note the profuse wording, which sounds coaxing, sounds good, but there is a deep evil agenda behind all these words, which they love to use, by the way. And through effective partnerships at all levels, international cooperation and universal solidarity, you keep hearing these words repeating themselves over and over again, guided by the purposes and principles, okay, we've read that, of the Charter of the United Nations. So, are crucial to improving the quality of life of the peoples of the world. They say they want to improve the quality of life of peoples on this earth by enslaving us. That's their idea of improving our lives. The purpose of the Second United Nations Conference on Human Settlements, Habitat 2, is to address two themes of equal global importance. Adequate shelter for all. They want to portray themselves as compassionate. They want to offer a home for the homeless. Therefore, if you have two homes or three, let me repeat, they will let you keep one if they will let you keep the whole one for yourself, and they will give the others away so that you will be providing home for the homeless. And if your house is maybe too large, maybe you have a mansion, too bad, you might have to share your mansion with two or three families. This sounds preposterous? No, I don't think so. The purpose of the Second United Nations Conference, yes, we already read that, adequate shelter for all, and sustainable, that word, that nauseating word, human settlements, development in an urbanizing world. Human beings are at the center of concerns for sustainable development, including adequate shelter for all and sustainable human settlements, and they are entitled to a healthy and productive life in harmony with nature. So we will be controlled remotely. Let me say them who take the mark of the beast. They will be controlled remotely. They will be given their pharmaceuticals remotely. They will be controlled by electroceuticals, electrical implants devices, which I shall be making a video about, at some point. Sorry about that. And this is one of the wheels of global governance, which you will be able to find on the World Economic Forum website. And hard here uppermost on the uppermost right hand corner, it says harnessing the fourth industrial revolution, which refers to artificial intelligence, strengthening regional development, the 10 regions of the world. And that's why over these past years you've been seeing the breakdown of national boundaries and uh, the agenda to promote immigration and driving people out of their homes in third world countries and driving them into Europe. And the same has been happening across the border of Mexico. And the current President Trump has been hailed as a bigot or by the Pope, because Trump wants to build a wall between Mexico and the United States, and the Pope is a hypocrite because his state, the Vatican State, is surrounded by a bastion, not just a wall. Revitalizing global cooperation. They all sound positive words, but they are malevolent deep down. Restoring the health of the environment, developing sustainable business models. So the environment and its health is above the health of individual humans. That's how it's going to be seen. Redesigning social contracts, skills, and jobs. So that means redesigning social contracts, skills, and jobs. We will have one basic salary, one basic income, no matter what you do. And shaping the economic recovery. So there has been this great reset, the beast system, and now they are going to shape the economic recovery, which they are in the process of doing right now. And that's the same. And that is in the middle, that's the United Nations, and it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. It seems benign on the outside, but it's evil. It's highly evil inside. And those are your 10 regions, as we already saw, and they're color coded. So maybe you want to check your country and you see which countries are with you, in your particular region. So I hope this information, I hope you find this information useful. God bless you all.